Hayley Solich here, and thank you for joining me today to learn how to create a page-turning novel. I know that it sounds very exciting and complicated, but it's actually quite simple. I'm just going to teach you a few tips, some very simple things that I learned that really helped me with my book Ready, Charlotte, and Willing, Anna, and I've got Able, Lillian just about to be launched in the next couple of weeks. So I'm pretty excited about my novels. The thing that I've been getting is the main feedback is they couldn't put it down. So I think maybe I might have got a little bit of skill in this area of storytelling. So the main thing that you want to do when you are wanting a page-turning novel is you want to create a little bit of intrigue and a little bit of mystery around the main character. So that main character, at the start of the novel, you want them by the end of the novel to have gone on a journey. It's a journey of transformation and change in some way. So if they started out being an arrogant person that nobody likes, you want by the end of the story for them to have had some kind of a humbling experience so that there's some sort of transformation. So in my book, Ready, Charlotte, I started with Charlotte, who was the daughter of a billionaire whose father she didn't know was a polygamist, and then he disappears and suddenly she's got to face herself and the reality that she's had life on a platter. She hasn't had to work for anything. Everything's been handed to her. She doesn't even have life skills. She's never had to buy anything. She's had servants that have served her in every possible way. And, so her life has been very cushy. Her focus has been on societal affairs. So she's had to go with her mother and do these beautiful society, charity, fundraising things. So she's been involved in organisation of things, but not actually in the real life things like cooking, cleaning, buying things from a shop, those kinds of things. So Charlotte's got this awakening to life. And to help her through that, I brought her love interest, who's Zane Edwards. And Zane is Secret Service, and he's undercover because there is, I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but there is something that he has to protect. And so these two get hooked up and he becomes her mentor in life and he guides her through this process. So the whole way through there's a bit of action in there which keeps you intrigued because you don't know whether something bad is going to happen to her or she's going to overcome. So the whole way through there's action and twists and turns. So you get to the end of the book and you're just wanting to know, are these two people going to get together? That's the romance part of it. Are they going to survive the challenges that they're working through together? That's the action part of it. And are they going to overcome the evil butler Fredericks who's in the background working all this mayhem? So, and you're wanting to see that transformation in the character, and that's what keeps people reading right till the very end. So the elements in there is transformation in character, but also there's those plot twists. You want to be giving some surprises to the reader. We tend to switch off if everything's predictable, and when I wrote Willing, Anna, the first time around, it was just a bit too lame. It was a bit predictable, and I had a friend read it and she said, look, yeah, it was okay, but after the first book, which was really exciting and you didn't know what was going to happen, the second book was quite predictable. So I went back and I used these principles. What is it that I can do with those characters to see their transformation? So I developed Anna in quite a few different ways. I developed her character. I got her, I brought more of the resistance into her relationship with her sister Charlotte, who she's found out who was her enemy at school and is now her sister. And it's this whole, how do I come to terms with that, relationship change and shift. So it's about those human emotions and engaging with the reader and drawing them into the humanity of your main characters and allowing them to see what's going on the inside of that character and then seeing that transformed, the twists and the turns, the surprises. I was reading some advice on novels and one of the advices they said is sometimes it's good if you want a plot twist is to kill off one of your central characters before the end of the book. And I'm like, what? How could you do that? So, there's ways that you can mix it up. Those twists at an end of book always what really leave the reader going, wow, I didn't expect that coming. And then they go, well, wonder what's going to be in the next book, or I wonder what's going to come. I'm not a big fan of cliffhangers. I have to say, when I get to an end of a book and I don't know that there's a resolution in some way, I kind of feel a little bit nicked off. But sometimes a cliffhanger can also be good if you want people to get into your next novel in the series, if you're doing a series. So cliffhangers are a marketing tool, I think, to sell another book. But definitely some mystery, so setting up and paying off. So what I mean by setting up and paying off is in the earlier parts of your book, you might talk about something. For example, one of the setups I have in my book is that the three sisters have the same striking blue eyes. Now that's a commonality between them, and it's just a bit of a setup. And then when you see that they're sisters, you go, oh, okay, so it's like it's a confirming thing. Oh, they are sisters, they've got the same eye colour. So you want to do these little setups and payoffs. So it might be a setup in the first thing might be a hint at something, and then later on you actually reveal what that something was. So for example, I've used diaries to reveal information through the books to give some insight into the father and why he did what he did. Because what that did was it grew my character's understanding, and it started to shift some of her angst and give her a deeper sense of what was going on. So my tips are, number one, character. You want to develop your character, and you want them to have some kind of a transformation throughout the story. Number two, you want to do setups and payoffs. You want to put some information in early and then confirm that information later in the story. Number three, you want to have some twists and turns. You want to do some unexpected things, because when you do something unexpected, that re-engages the reader. If it's standard, formula type of book, everyone sort of goes, ho-hum, seen that, been there, it doesn't actually keep the reader engaged. That's why Harry Potter's so fantastic, because every time you look around, something new is happening. He's off on a new adventure. So you want to have those twists and turns in the plot, and you can use a cliffhanger as a marketing tool to get people to come back for the next one. I'm not overly keen on them, but I may use one. You just never know. And you want to have some kind of, I think you just need to have a little bit of mystery in there. I think mystery or intrigue. You want to keep people kind of going, oh, so what's going to happen in that relationship? Oh, what's going to happen with that activity or event? So they're my top tips on how to have a page turner, and I would just love to hear your feedback. If you've got any questions, please post them below, and I will get back to them a bit later today. I just had to duck out to a meeting, or this would have been a live broadcast, and I look forward to hearing your comments and finding out how this goes for you. If you do write a book and you use these tips, please post a link, because I would love to read it and see how you got on. Awesome. Bye for now.